Morning. Good morning, Floss Tube. It's 7 o'clock. And I need to get this stitching show done here. And so today we're doing The City from Greenwich Village by Scarlet Quince. And we're just kind of getting started here, as you can tell. I mean, I've done some work on this. But being blended threads and honestly being some colors that I don't normally carry. I had to run out to, where did we go yesterday? Hobby Lobby, I think, just for a quick floss run, and need to pick up a few things for this one and also for the Stormtrooper piece, because, not Stormtrooper, it was, sorry guys, it was Boba Fett, because I think some of those got damaged in my, the crazy dog stuff. So we're just gonna work along here and just do a little stitching this morning. Here are my glasses. I probably need my glasses for this. Not necessarily because, I mean, this is 14 count Ada, but hold on, I gotta start this up. Because it's 14 count Ada, but because I hold it a little further away from my eyes when I'm stitching on the video, so there we go. So that's good. Alrighty. So what do we got here today? What are we doing here? There we go. Oh man, so I wanted to do the video yesterday, but I woke up with like a terrible back and headache kind of thing going on. I must have overdone it on Friday at work, and needed a day to kind of stretch and feel better. I could stitch in my stitchy chair, and I got some stitching done, but you know, it's just crazy how much, like, I had all these plans to get all this stitching done, and then I ended up cleaning, and then we ran out, and the problem was we ended up going to the aquarium store, the fish store, or whatever you want to call it, and because I needed some new stuff, because we had, you know, if you saw my other video, my fish kind of been all rearranged and whatnot. So I needed some, because I have the new tank to put together for the King Kong parrot fish that I moved out of the big tank. And so I needed some new gravel and a heater and just all different kinds of things. So, and then I got new fish. I got some tiny little Endler's live bears, which are adorable, and I love them. And I don't know if they're still alive or not. I'm not convinced that other remaining little cichlid, I don't even know what it is, won't try to eat them. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. But they're tiny and they're fast, so hopefully they, you know, just like in the wild, they'll be just fine. I gotta be mindful of where I'm at with this piece, because like everything kind of, you know, blends in with each other. I mean, this is just beautiful, isn't it? I just, you know, I did the Old World Map 2 started off as a blended project. I mean, yeah, I can't even like contemplate that now, thinking about how much further behind I would be on that project if I had continued it as a blended project. It would look amazing, but it still looks amazing as a solid color. But it's just one of those things where, hold on guys, I'm just trying to orient myself here. It's just one of those things where you know, some projects can be blended and others can't in what I do. I think that I know some of you guys do a lot of blended projects. I've gotten some comments about, I think, a couple of you, and I think that's amazing and absolutely awesome. But this will be my first truly blended, and I'm real excited about it. I really enjoy stitching on this particular fabric. I can't tell you, because I don't remember, honestly, and I'm sorry about that, but it's a 14 count Ada, and I don't even remember the color. You probably have to go back, and like when I first got this, probably talked about what it was, but it handles really nicely. It's very light. It's already like very pliable when I got it. So I was just super happy with it, period. Super happy. And I totally forgot my train of thought. Typical. But no, blending projects are the coolest. So. And I do plan on working on this one very regularly. But I've gotten some good progress on other things. I mean, I worked on Ronnie Rowe, of course. I'm going to work some more on it today. Just a little bit more. And let me see. I'm going to jump down here for a second because it's going to help me orient myself in this particular grid. So I'm not going to I'm going to just stick with like these right here for now, trying to fill them in. There's the colors and whatnot, or the threads and whatnot. The colors, this whole section is very similar in what it uses, and then this whole section is similar in what it uses, but kind of different from this one, and vice versa. And so I lost my, no, I didn't lose my needle. So I can do like four to six of these grids, 10 by 10 grids at a time, because of the similarities with everything. It just helps, especially I do worry about missing or having a hard time finding out, how do I say this, because you guys know my problems with Old World Map too. I get too far ahead, and then I don't highlight maybe accurately all the time, and so because of that I end up not knowing for sure like what colors still need to be stitched and whatnot. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem with this one, because it's 14 counts are just easier to keep track of than 18, and that's what Old World Map is. And I had a request from a viewer that I go back over and talk about the different fabric sizes, or the thread count, whatnot, for my different projects. The 14 count, 18 count, that kind of thing. And so I'm pretty basic, though. I mean, most of my stuff is 14 count. And it's I enjoy stitching on it the most. It's kind of funny, but it's just, I don't know, it just feels good to me. And you always want to stitch on something that just feels good, right? Because a stitch is a stitch, no matter how tiny or how big it is. Christine over at a stitching shop has told me a couple times about this gentleman who comes in who does projects where he uses, I don't know, I want to say it's like his, it's like whatever, I do 16, I want to say it's like, it's in the 20s or the 30s in terms of like the stitch count, and he stitches with like all six, and he'll just pull out, a string of this and cut it or whatever, and then his stitches are done with 6 pieces of floss at a time. So it's super thick. It's probably heavy too. But I'm like, well, there's an infinite number of ways that you can do this, and there's no reason why you have to do, I don't know, anything in particular. You can modify. That's the cool thing about a lot of the cross-stitch stuff, is you can modify it whatever way you want to. We've been watching a lot of Last Chance U this week. I think we finished the whole first season, and my southern accent has been roaring when I start. I can't help myself. So I'm a mimicker. Like, the kind where, like, if you talk a certain way, I will probably talk the way you talk, not because of I'm making fun or anything, but just because it's just how my brain works. But because I don't know if my accent was ever that strong when growing up in Georgia. I mean, at some point probably was, but I lost the thread. Oh, put my scissors. There they are. I gotta even this up. One of the dangers of doing blended threads when you're pulling out different. I mean, it's a danger. It's a danger. Oh, it's still dangerous. I'm just gonna even this up a little bit, and I know it's not gonna show, but it's just to make it easier to rethread it. There we go. Wow, that was really close camera work right there. So you can hear my accent. But anyway, so watching a lot of Last Chance U. And it's interesting because for those of you who have watched the first season, if any football fans out there have, the kid who was the backup quarterback for most of the year and who ends up like coming back and having a great last game and scouts saw him and all this other stuff. Anyway, he's like the only one so far that has made it to the NFL, although I can't say for sure that he's made it. He's I'm highlighting right now, by the way. He didn't get drafted, but he recently got signed by my Bears, of all teams, and he's being converted to try to play defense, which he'd be a really good defensive player, I think. I mean, he's speed, athleticism, good instincts. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. I'm probably be able to get to watch him somewhat. All right, now I got to figure out what I can do. What I can do next. May have to pause the camera for a little bit, find some more floss. I thought I had some, but I may not. I may have to go downstairs and find some. I'm back. You didn't even realize I'd left, though. I had to stop the filming because I needed to go around and find a color. I thought I could actually get quite far with what I had, but apparently I could not. So I just kind of, that's the way it is. Just the way it is. Alright, so we're going to get even. So now we're going to be putting in some greens. This particular pairing is 3022 and 3362. So a couple different shades of greens to throw in to this area, which is really going to make it pop with some color here. So, glasses. Whoops, had a little bit of a hiccup there. Let me get some things settled here. My husband came up, he couldn't find Coco. And that's unusual for her not to come to him when he calls her. So we went back downstairs, and so I went downstairs with him because just, you never know why she's not coming. And, uh-oh, you okay there, girl? I mean, boy. Mercury's got a little hairball. You okay, bud? Gotta give you some hairball stuff. Sorry, you're gonna hear the hairball thing that my kitty does. Our kitty does. Anyway, so where was she? Oh, she was underneath the desk in a little brown dog bed, and she just was ignoring him, or she didn't hear him. She is like 15, so she was just very happy and content where she was. Oh, poor baby. think that's good, bud? Is that good? Is it better? There you go. But, so yes, so false alarm. She just was being lazy, wasn't paying attention. We're really liking the new setup in the house. If you haven't, I don't think that, I'm pretty sure I talked about it last video. We rearranged the furniture in sort of our main living room area. We have we're kind of geeks, so we have our computer set up, and I got a larger, I moved a larger computer desk that I'd had for forever, or I shouldn't say I did that, my husband did that, because I could not have done that, and so it's been nice to have that. I feel more focused when I'm on the computer, and like I can get more done if I'm doing any research or working on the blog or something like that. But so she was very content, and some of them are loving the fact that we have, I need to move this thing over here, my chart, to my right instead of my left, because I can see it better here. I think they're going to love it, because we're going to be a little bit warmer where we position the computers than we were last year in the winter. So dogs are going to like that a lot better, I think, because they have to be exactly right where we are at all times. And so anyway, going back to my story from yesterday. So we ended up going to the aquarium store and whatnot. So I ended up, when I got home, I probably spent at least an hour getting the new tank kind of set up, moving the fish, cleaning some of the old tanks. They really needed to be cleaned some. Something happened with the axolotl tank this week. I did put a worm in that Groot didn't eat, and the worm, I think, eventually died in there. I thought he'd eaten it, but what had happened was it was hidden in his little housing structure that he has, and so I didn't know that, and it started clouding up the water, and I don't know if it's just like bacterial, but the water's kind of gotten a bit cloudy. There may be a little bit of a bacterial bloom going on in there, but I don't have a filter in his tank. It's just not needed for an axolotl. You just change the water, every week. Nice cool water, and that should be kind of all you need to do. And but I think I might end up having to put a little filter in there for a bit. Snag. And so might have to do that, but I'll just probably do another water change today or tomorrow. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we did that, and then I helped out my husband playing a video game. He is a avid player of this online game called EverQuest, which is a very old online computer game, and it is. I've watched him play it for like the last, ever since we've been together, and he loves it. I mean, he really loves it, but it's a totally different kind of way to play than, not totally different, but it's somewhat different than a lot of other games. But he needed some help doing a particular quest on that, and so he needed another live person to play alongside of him, and he's kind of the same way that I am when I'm playing. That's one of the reasons why, I don't play a lot of World of Warcraft anymore or anything. I only played that for 3 or 4 months, but I'm not a fan of looking for other people to help me play a game. If I can't play it by myself, or if I can't just randomly join a group and just run around and have fun, then I'm just kind of, But so what I had to do was I had to play a character, help him out, and so he taught me the basics of combat in the game, and how to get about, how to go about doing everything. And I did all right. We still, it's like this quest has like a 30-minute time limit. And we tried playing it I think we played it like 5 or 6 times last night. And the last time we got so close. I think we were only like 2 minutes. It was the first time we'd finished it, and we were 2 minutes over. So I think we're going to give it another shot this morning at some point. And it might be part of his secret plan to get me addicted to his game so I play with him. But I don't think it's going to happen. Although I did enjoy myself. It was fun yesterday. It's always fun to play games with people that you love and that you get along really well with, just because it's and here. Yeah. Because it's just I don't know, it's just more enjoyable that way. Go. See, Coco's here. I was like, all you gotta do is leave the house and she'll come out of wherever she's at. And where is my dad? Where did he go? But my goal today is to get a lot of work done on Old World Map 2. And I made some good progress this week, but I've definitely got more to make. And I was being held up because I didn't have certain thread, floss. I always get that confused. Not confused, I just used the wrong word. But when we went out to Hobby Lobby yesterday, I was quite proud of myself. I always I'm not a shopper, so if I'm going to the grocery store, or if I'm going to, Hobby Lobby, or even the aquarium store, it's kind of all right, how fast can I get in and out? It's a danger to me to meander, because then I end up finding other things. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like this. That kind of thing. And so I go get what I want as quickly as possible, and I get out. So that's kind of how I go. That's kind of how I roll. Woof, 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 woof. It's like she's Santa Claus. Oh. So anyway, I'm ready to make some good progress on Old World Map 2 today. I have about 2.5 rows to go to finish this page. Oh, man. What else did I do? Like I said, I got some Ronnie Rowe done. I worked on some E Pluribus Unum. And pretty much if you follow the blog, if you just want to kind of see what I'm working on from day to day, you can check it out over there. It's usually when I'm finished stitching on something for the day, I'll usually take a picture and post it. Woof. It's funny, using this table, I can't see through the holes to tell me exactly where the gosh darn it, to see where I need to put the needle. Woof. Still watched me a few episodes of Supernatural this week, and if I start pulling the floss through my needle, then I'm like, all right, it's time for me to be done, because I'm just going to keep doing it. So that's why I ended this where I did. So I already pre-pulled another round of this. Nope. Let's see what else. E Pluribus Unum, which I actually got to the far right. I got the upper far right corner done on that project. So Just got to work my way down the page and it'll be good. I also want to work on the dog's drool piece today and get a sizable chunk done. I mean, I could potentially finish it. We'll see. But, we'll see where it is. Oh, cat absolutely needs some hairball stuff today. He's got a hairball that's causing the problem. He only makes that sound when he's got some hair tickling his throat. But let's see what else is going on. Let's see what else did I do? Oh, worked a fair bit on baseball project. I try to make that a priority. I can definitely make some more progress on Apothecary Shop now because I got one of the pieces of one of the colors that I was missing out. Did I? Now I'm kind of like wondering if I actually got that. It's funny how you make a list, you go to the store and you're just like, did I get every bit of floss? I think my brain subconsciously says, miss one or two, so you get to go back and get some more. So, come on, brain. But I definitely need to get some Boba Fett done, some Stormtrooper done, and this done, and that done, and that done, and this done. Never ending, guys. Love it. Love it. But I don't have anything scheduled, so the only problem is just staying motivated for the whole day. To just stitch my little heart out. Fly, fingers, fly. And just get as much done as I can. And it'll all be fine. However little, however much I get done, it'll all be fine. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All the dogs nearby are out, like it's not even 8 o'clock and everybody's outside. Barking, barking, barking. I'm a little off there, I think. You guys, I'm telling you, you can see better. Hey, okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at this screen to stitch. Because I can see better with the screen. But it's like doing like surgery through one of those like scopes where you're looking at the scope and you're not actually watching what your hands are doing. It's crazy. It's crazy. But as I've been told before, if you play a lot of video games, you can actually do this pretty handily. There was a squirrel outside earlier too, the nemesis. Okay, now it kind of went out of focus a little bit, so I'm going to go back to my old-fashioned way of actually using my two eyes. My actual two eyes. So I think my knees are almost back to where they need to be. And I just need to start very slowly strengthening them. Very slowly. Like almost like I'm not even like I don't even tell them that I'm doing it. Like my knees just don't even know that they're being worked. My legs don't even know. They're like, shh, don't tell my legs. I'm doing some baby squats. So getting closer to football season starting. I don't normally watch preseason football, but I watched a little bit of the rookies. I like rookie quarterbacks in preseason, kind of watching what they're doing. And so it's interesting. There's so many rookie quarterbacks taken in the first round this year. Whoa, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, I'm going to actually, for this one, I am going to use the magnifier. Or am I? Well, I looked at it too close there. Now my eyes are all like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm really rooting. Well, I mean, the Bears are my team. I, of course, would like for the Broncos to do well, but I'm not a huge fan of them. And then, aside from that, pretty much just focus on, good stories in the NFL. So, like this year, I'm going to be following the Browns pretty closely because I feel like they're ready to break out. I like both their quarterbacks. So we'll see what happens. I need to not get so emotionally wrapped up in the season. I have issues with I get so nervous watching, like if I'm watching University of Georgia play, because that's where I went to vet school and that's where I grew up, and so I have issues watching them play close games. It's just hard. I get so crazy about it, and I do the same thing with the Bears. I'm not sure what I would be able to, when they get good again, the Bears. I mean, it's going to be hard to watch, because if you're like, oh well, we're probably going to lose this game, and then, oh, yep, sure enough, we lost it. It's not as devastating as, oh, man, I think we should win this game, and then you don't. But getting ready to put the time thing up on a computer for the countdown to the NHL season. Really looking forward to that. Every year I'm building on my hockey knowledge, so this year should be even better and last year was pretty good, but this year should be even better in terms of just how much I enjoy it and what I see and what I know going on. Woof woof. Alright, tie this sucker off. I'm gonna tie this off. I'll do me some highlighting. This is a different way to shoot. This is kind of interesting because it's like, it's focused here, but not focused, say out there as much. It's kind of, it's just a different looking shot. I just put a slight angle on the camera this time. Alright, let's highlight, shall we? I want to watch more Supernatural today. And we finished season 1 of Last Chance U. And there's another bit on Amazon Prime, where there's a thing where they follow different teams through a season and really, get into it. And there's one they did with the rugby team from New Zealand, All Blacks, and that would be. I've watched probably like 5 episodes. I need to get further into that series. Okay, what color am I gonna do? Color am I gonna do? I mean, I know what I'm gonna do. I just gotta go back and figure out what I need here. Let me show you the color chart again. Well, I'll show you the floss chart. Check it out, guys. It's crazy. So I need to do. What do I need to do? I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to peek. Oh, that's right. So it's this thing right here. So it's 413 and 3863. So I really like having this pattern in a book already. That's just really cool. 413. Was that 3862? See, this is my problem. I'm like, what? 3863. Aha. Ho ho, hee hee. Aha. Alright. So it's, oops. It's that color. And it's that color. So, alright, we're just going to go ahead and take, well, I already have like a piece of thread that looks like it's free. It's free! Alright, so I had one there. I must have used it already on this for something. And I have one here. I have a double one here, I should say. So, let's see what I can use with this. So I'm just going to grab both ends here and just see how far this goes. I'm gonna put this back and pull out a long enough piece of thread to have this last me a little while. Oh, scissors. Oh, scissors. Right there. Put that over here. Pull a little bit off at one time. And throw that over there. And pull that other one off there. Hooray! Thank you. And then we're just going to line these two up. More density and depth of color. Awesome possum. Alright. Okay. So we're going to go down, because this is sort of what this is. That's that color. So I think what I'll do is I'll just start in this bottom left part here. That's what I got to get done. Yeah, that's right. I have Three's Company theme in my head. Why? Why, guys? Why? I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. Change the station, brain. Okay. I'm hoping today is the last day of upper 80s. Not that it's going to matter so much for me. I don't think it's going to be that warm anyway. But it's a beautiful morning. So we're just going to see kind of what it does. But we haven't hit the 90s in a couple of weeks now. So hopefully that aspect of the summer is over. That would be very nice if it was. Because thank you, I'm done with that craziness. Getting into my favorite time of the year, the fall. Cross stitching season, where I sit in front of the TV and I watch sports and I cross stitch to my little heart's content. Gotta have me a little Diet Dr. Pepper in the morning. Just keep stitching. Just keep stitching. I saw this t-shirt. If you guys have checked out the blog or anything, there's a funny t-shirt that I posted at the top of the blog, like upper right, like as an ad kind of thing. And it's a t-shirt says, "What do you mean cross stitch is an exercise?" I love that. That makes me laugh. I think it is in some ways. I mean, it's dedicated, repetitive movement. I mean, but, it doesn't raise your heart rate. But are you in the fat burning zone? That's what really counts, is it not? Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be able to find. Oh, I am. There it is. You get out of there. You get your little cotton picking fingers out of my spot right there. If I were 20 years younger, I would have made millions from selling t-shirts because I had a brain that worked that way back then. It doesn't work quite that way now. But it's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Oh yeah, I'm also going to grid Reaper so I can make some more progress on that today. Man, I got a lot to do. I got a lot to do. It is crazy. We're just going to do this because it's going to be faster. Get a lot more stitching done here. And I'm going to listen to my book. Was it Black Prism? Black Prism? Prism, I believe. Uh-oh, snag. I've listened to about 3 hours, I think. I like it. I like it a lot so far, and it's starting to really pick up and get good. But it's like 22 hours long, and I have it borrowed on Hoopla. Whoa, why is my camera doing that? Oh, did it stop and start there for a second? Alright, I messed up that one. I was looking at it and it looked like it was doing a little stop action, like it was taking a picture, so there may be some issues with the recording there. We'll see. But I figured I have to listen to it like at least on average an hour a day to get done with it before it's theoretically supposed to be returned. I think I get like 3 weeks with whatever I borrow, and I'm limited to like 8 things a month or something on the Hoopla. So right now I don't really need anything else. I've just got that done. But anyway, so I'll probably listen to that with my Wi-Fi headphones that I love. I love them so much. The only thing that I wish that I could get, that I could, and maybe there are phones out there or headphones out there that do that, but I think it's a more futuristic thing, is when my husband goes to talk to me and I have my headphones on, and I don't know that he's talking to me, but I can kind of hear something's going on. I wish it would like pause my recording and then have his voice come through my speakers. That would be a very futuristic thing, but it would also be very cool. Somebody get on that right now. I'll commission that. I'm not going to give you any money for it, but, commission. I'll buy it. We'll kickstart it. How about that? We'll kickstart it. That sounds awesome. If I can dream it, I can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. Who said that? I mean, I know I just said that, but It's one of those motivational speeches. My husband loves to listen to these motivational type videos sometimes. They are really cool. They got some cool music. They've got really good speeches on them. And they kind of get you going when you need to get going a little bit. And I'm pretty sure somebody on that says that if you can dream it, you can do it. I hope you can't hear my stomach growling. Apparently my stomach is growling. It says, feed me, Seymour. Who's Seymour? But anyway. So, come knock on my door. I sang it and I didn't want to. Oh, man. Brain, you stink, man. Oh, I didn't even, oh, that just slipped out. I'm sorry. Oh, man. All right, well, maybe that's enough to get rid of it. Maybe that was sort of like, my brain just had to, like, spit that out, and then it's going to be able to go on to something different. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I was trying so hard. And I wasn't even thinking it. Well, obviously somewhere in the brain I was thinking it, but what a bummer. Don't. Brain try to do it again. So, my husband and I usually go to county fairs this time of year, but we just haven't done it this year. We've been a little bit busier, and we just haven't really gone and explored those the way we have in the past. So I haven't gotten to go see like the cross-stitching competitions and things like that. That's all right. That's all right. But the reason why I brought it up was because there was one that we went to last year, and apparently like a bunch of people got salmonella poisoning from something at the fair. And it's like, whew, dodged that one. I don't want any of that. I don't want salmonella poisoning. I say, no, salmonella, don't poison me. I hear my husband back from the store. I think we're going to smoke some sausage today. Not really sure how that goes. Just an experimental thing. We're going to see what happens with that. I've got a hairball in my eyeball. They launched that probe today to the sun, which NASA did, the Parker probe, which is going to go as close to the sun as we've ever been, take a bunch of readings on solar flares, solar storms. That's pretty cool. I think we've never done that before. It's kind of crazy that it would have taken us so long to I think the technology in terms of just like heat shielding and whatnot, I don't really even know like how close exactly that it's supposed to go, but pretty close. Pretty close. I don't know if it's going to do any kind of a Venus, Mercury flyby or anything like that, but I think that's pretty awesome, you know? I try to keep track of that, of what's going on with everything, because I find it fascinating. Okay. Love it when I can stitch for quite a bit on this piece. Just love it. Coco is still barking even though Dad's back. She's like, this is what happened while you were gone. This dog walked here, that dog walked there. I went over and had a drink, then I peed on the floor. You know, stuff like that. Jelly's still acting. Sometimes I don't know if Jelly has, you know, sometimes her symptoms are anxiety and sometimes her symptoms seem like just extreme excitement, because there's a different way she carries herself when she's scared versus when she's just ridiculously excited and doesn't know how to express herself, because she's still learning how to like ask for loving and, you know, different things like that, because she just, you know, where she came from, what she's been through. But she has continued to try to like climb onto, when I'm cross stitching, she wants to climb on the chair with me, and I don't mind that. But the problem is she doesn't stop at just climbing on the chair. She literally will like try to climb into my lap, and she's about 40 pounds, and she don't fit along with the cross stitch in my lap. So that is not cool. But if I can just convert her to like laying on my legs and being okay with that, it's a work in progress. But, so we got a lot done today, guys. I mean, can you tell? I can tell. I think I'm going to end it here. One, because I'm at the end of this floss thing here. And two, because I'm jonesing to like go downstairs and work on Old World Map 2. Jonesing. So, let's just cap this off. I hope you guys got some good stuff done on your project today. Boom. Shakalaka. Yeah, I mean, we got all that done. We got like filled in some stuff here and then got all this done. So, it's coming together. I mean, what does it look like? What does it look like? Doesn't look like anything just yet. So, but have a great week stitching and everything else, and I'll see you on the weekly update later this week. And sounds good. Talk to you later.